welcome to the third episode of Mind the Creatives. Thank you for joining me today for a very, very special topic. So today we're going to be talking about music and how music can help those living with dementia. So as some of you might know, I've been working with Turtle Song for a few years now. Turtle Song is a community music project that brings music and more specifically collaborative songwriting to people living with dementia. Also, my grandma has Alzheimer's disease, which is the most common form of dementia. With all of this, I believe 100% that music can have a great impact in the lives of those living with dementia. As the number of people affected by dementia is unfortunately increasing, it becomes more and more likely that all of us will know someone close to us or even in our family who lives with dementia. And this is why I really believe that we should all be talking about it. And it's also why I wanted to share my experience, because I've seen week after week how music can be so powerful. So I want to share the why behind that. Why is music so impactful in the lives of those with dementia? And how can you use it with your loved ones? So some of us will think that dementia is a normal part of getting older, but it is not. And the second thing is that dementia is an umbrella term. So the most common form of dementia, so the most common disease inside this umbrella term is Alzheimer's disease. But there's many other forms of dementia. And these diseases, they affect the brain and they progressively damage its functioning. And as most of us will know, this causes memory loss, but also many other problems. And this can be depression, apathy, difficulty to speak or to move. The sad part is that for now there is no cure for dementia. And unfortunately, the medication that is used to treat the symptoms involved can often have very unpleasant side effects. And that is why so many people are now focusing on finding alternative methods to help their loved ones with dementia. The good news is that science has consistently shown that music can be a great tool in supporting the overall well-being of those living with dementia. And this was actually the topic of my master's research project at the Royal College of Music while I was working with Turtle Song. So a question that I get asked quite frequently is exactly how does music help? So let me share 5 reasons which I believe to be the strongest reasons why music can be such a powerful tool for dementia. Music combats some of the main symptoms of dementia. So as we talked about briefly before, dementia has no cure. Therefore, the focus is on combating the discomforts of the symptoms that these diseases cause. These can include memory loss, apathy, changes in behavior, anxiety, and so many others. Therefore, music is increasingly popular as it offers an incredibly helpful blend of cognitive exercising while being a naturally social and creative activity. Several studies observed many benefits of engaging in musical activities, and these include cognitive stimulation and delayed loss of cognitive functions, overall memory enhancement, triggering of autobiographical and self-defining memories, reduced levels of depression, reduced anxiety and agitation levels, increased social engagement and reduced loneliness, energizing effect, stimulation of creativity, and increased calmness and relaxation. Music is accessible. Having a technical knowledge of music is not a prerequisite to be part of a musical activity. Everyone can join because music is part of everyone's life. We all listen to music. Even if you don't consider yourself a musician, you are one. Another crucial factor is that science observed that the part of the brain responsible for musical functioning and musical memories is hardly affected by dementia. This means that when the person's cognitive functions start to fail, their musical skills are still highly functional. And that's why we hear so many of those stories of someone with dementia that can still, sing a whole song even though he can't speak, or they can still play a piece in the piano. Music can therefore be used even when cognitive functions are already severely compromised. So say, for example, verbal, motor, or memory skills. And this is why music is one of the very few mediums that people at all stages of dementia can respond to. Music as a language when words fail. once the disease is so advanced that it compromises rational thought process, music can spark emotions and reactions that dialogue and words can't anymore. For this reason, when people can't express their emotions or communicate their thoughts effectively anymore, music can then become a means of expressing and communicating and connecting through observing the person's response to music. So, for example, their facial expression, their body movements, or any vocal expressions to the music. As Smilde very beautifully described in her book about Wigmore Hall's Music for Life project, which is also for people with dementia, staff come away from the project knowing each individual better based on having seen that person express their personality. Music as a tool to refine the person's identity. As dementia progresses, the person's memory deteriorates. And this memory loss, it damages not only the person's memories of the world, but also the person's memory of themselves. And this often causes a sense of loss of identity, which can be very distressing and very sad. But music can be a wonderful way to help people remember about their lives, about their past, about themselves. And this is crucial when we're trying to refine the person behind the dementia. So for example, in Turtle Song, our songs are inspired by the participants' stories or their opinions or their thoughts on something or their memories of the past. And so when we're brainstorming to compose our lyrics, what happens very often is that just having to think about those things sparks even older memories, and we just start sharing all our stories, and it's just such a powerful thing to have that connection. But it also just helps people remember lots of things and remember a lot of who they are. So there's that element of remembering things from the discussion about what we're going to put in the songs. But then there's also very beautiful moments when, for example, we're singing through our songs and someone recognizes, oh, that part in the lyrics, I said that, or that was my story of when I was 25 years old. And just that moment of seeing participants remember, that's just beautiful to see their happiness and their joy in knowing that they are contributing to make wonderful songs. And of course for them to know that, yeah, they still remember, they can remember. Music as a social activity. Dementia often causes isolation and loneliness, and that can easily make people feel depressed, which then helps speeding up the deterioration of their cognitive functions. For this reason, social activities are incredibly important in the life of those with dementia, as they can make them feel accepted, part of a society, of a community, and loved. And we all deserve that. Music is naturally a social activity. So for example, in Turtle Song, we sing and we dance and we write songs together and we listen together to wonderful performances from all the musicians involved. So as you can imagine, all this, it creates not only an amazing sense of community and teamwork, but also an incredibly important sense of belonging. So for example, today was the final sharing of our project, so this last project, and after 9 weeks of seeing each other every Friday morning, we were all, of course, very, very excited to share our songs with all our friends and all our family, but most of us were also very, very emotional. It's just a very powerful bond that we share. And to me as a musician, it's very special to think that that bond was created out of love for music in the first place. Discovering a little bit about this world and the world of community music and the work that we do at Turtle Song. And I also hope this video inspired you to try and use music with your loved ones with dementia. There's just so many ways that you can try and use music in this context. So for example, you can sing together, you can listen to songs that you know that they like, you can try playing an instrument, or drum along to a song using whatever. If you just have a pan, you can just drum along. So I'm going to leave some references below in the description with some suggestions and some more information if you want to know anything in more depth. As ever, if you have any questions, any comments, or anything at all that you would like to share, I would really love to hear from you. Any comments, you can drop them below. They would be so appreciated. Bye bye.